Hello everybody, a warm welcome from City Club Cricket Ground. You are watching Bosundhara Sports City Last Man Stands Dhaka League, powered by ACE and sponsored by T Sports. This is the first game of the day between LAINAS Sports Club and Super Giants. That's gone straight up, should be carried very easily. And the bowler Shahabuddin snaffles an easy catch. That's wicket number 3 for Super Giants. And after winning the flip of the coin, they decided to bowl first. Their decision is paying off certainly. That's wicket number 1 for Shahabuddin. And LAINAS Sports Club are 3 down, it's 36 for 3. So it's 3 down for LAINAS Sports Club. They're certainly under the pump. It's MD Jubair is at number 5. And Shahabuddin is coming from round the wicket. Use the angle. Thought of a run. This can be very risky. The batters needs to be circumspect about these quick runs. They already have lost their 3rd wicket. And if there is any more miscommunication, that can bring more trouble for their team. That's a slower delivery, but the keeper makes a bit of fumble, and that will leak 4 runs. This is sloppy wicket keeping. The keeper must have done better on that occasion. 6 gone. It's 40 on the board in loss of 3 wickets for LAINAS Sports Club. And this is how the bowling card looks like. 4 bowlers have been used. 2 wickets for Shahabuddin and a run out as well. The skipper comes to bowl, Syed Mustahid Hussain, and that's been dabbed towards deep third. They're eyeing for the second run, but it's 4. Well, the fielder could have done better on that occasion. He was chasing, but a dive was expected from him. He eventually just lets the ball go. And 4 runs to start the 7th over. Such a bright start for LAINAS Sports Club, and that will help them to remove a lot of pressure from them. We're coming to you live from City Club Cricket Ground. Short and wide outside the off. And the umpire Rasul Islam Nafiz has to extend his arms. 2 officials for this game are Rasul Islam Nafiz and Omar Farooq Russell. Have been doing a tedious job under this hot and humid condition. Beautifully guided the same zone from where he fetched the boundary did Farhad Ahmed. Both the batters are new in the middle. They need to take some time to settle down, and later on they can go for the big shots. In last man stands cricket, if you were 3 down, it means a lot because it's an 8-a-side game and you don't have 11 players to bat. That's gone down the leg. Once again, a bit of fumble from the keeper, but this should be stopped. But no, no, no. Once again, a sloppy piece of work from the fielder, and he leaks 4 more runs. Didar Imran should have been more agile. The skipper looks to be absolutely furious, and the 50 has come up for LAINAS Sports Club through this boundary. It's 53 on the board in loss of 3 wickets. Pulled him! That one hurried onto the stumps, kept a tad bit low, and that's wicket number 1 for Syed Mustahid. LAINAS Sports Club, they're losing wickets in regular interval. It's 53 for 4. It's Raihan Ahmed with at number 5. And more trouble for LAINAS Sports Club. They're falling apart against the supersonic bowling lineup of Super Giants. Play and a miss. A dot ball to end the 7th over. Well, a ball to go, in fact. It's not the end. No, it's the end. I beg your pardon. After 7, it's 53 for 4. That's cut, and in the gap as well. A boundary for Farhad Ahmed. Not good bowling from Shahabuddin though. It was short and wide outside the off stump. It was asking to be hit. And in fact, Farhad Ahmed obliged. So boundaries are coming for LAINAS Sports Club in a regular basis, but they're losing wickets as well. Slower delivery, took the pace off, did Shahabuddin. The projected score shows 157, which is not a very bad total in this pitch. However, Lainas Sports Club lost too many wickets, and that's not going to help them. Squared him up. That's really good bowling from Shahabuddin. Not allowing the batter to free their arms and play the big A's. Leg side-ish. And Raisul Islam Nafis extends his arms to call this one a wide. This time around he misses his line and it slided down the leg. Another single gets picked. It's really good for Lainas Sports Club to score singles just to give the scoreboard a little push. If the scores keep moving, that will be a positive note for them. Since both the batters are new in the middle, it's better for them to start with the singles and the doubles. Another single to complete the 8th over. It's 62 for 4. The star bowler comes to bowl. It's Arifur Rahman Navid. Was the number 1 bowler of the Last Man Stands world ranking. One of the proud members of the World Cup winning LMS Bangladesh national team. In the last Man Stands World Cup, LMS Bangladesh team won the championship and Arifur Rahman Navid was one of the key bowlers of that side. That's gone straight up. The keeper is getting under it and takes an easy catch. Makes no mistakes and safe pair of gloves from the keeper. And Lainas Sports Club, they are in extreme trouble. 62 for 5, I beg your pardon. It's Shajul Mia. Is at number 7. SM Farhad Ahmed is spectating the come and go of his partners. That's cracked straight down the ground to long off for a single. Arifur Rahman Navid is someone who doesn't rely on the turns. He would keep things tight, bowl stump to stump, and make things difficult for a batter. And especially it's difficult when he bowls quicker all of a sudden. At the same time, he has the capacity of making the ball really low, which eventually leads the batter to play the sweep shot, and sometimes the batters make mistake. Hence, he produces wicket in that particular way. After 9, it's 65 for 5. Fakhruddin Masood with his second spell. The number 2 ranked bowler of Last Man Stands Bangladesh national ranking. He's also one of the members of the World Cup winning Last Man Stands Bangladesh national team. Such an experienced campaigner. Once again, very well bowled, just past the outside edge. Worked away into the onside. Once again, a single will be fetched, and this is the single number 1 of this over. A very talented all-rounder is Fakhruddin Masood. Bats at number 3, can play shots, can hold the innings, is a complete cricketer, has all sorts of attributes of being a genuine all-rounder. And in a 20-over game, you need players like Fakhruddin Masood who will serve you in both ways. Dab. Will it beat the fielder? No, it won't. A single to complete the 10th. 67 for 5. And there will be a change of voice in the comm box. Akib Amin will be joining in.
Thank you, Alif, and welcome everyone to Last Man Stands Dhaka League. And this is the first game of the day between LAINAS Sports Club and the Super Giants. And in the first 10 overs, we have seen a lot of things happening. There have been wickets, there have been runs, but at the moment, I would say the Super Giants are on the driving seat. Scoreboard reads 67 for 5. With more than half the side gone, LAINAS Sports Club are in danger of being bowled out without finishing their quota of overs. Arifur to continue. Oh, that's tossed up, bowled slowly, gets a bit of turn and beats the outside edge of the batsman. That's very well bowled from Arifur. Normally you see the bowlers bowling it flat, worrying about the boundaries, but Arifur is looking to turn the ball. Once again, this is guided away towards third man, and that's been fielded. Very well fielded, and restricts the batsman to just a couple of runs. Very good, very good effort by the fielder there. The fielding hasn't been top notch today. We have seen a lot of byes and a lot of misfields, but not on this occasion. Once again, short and wide, cut away to that deep third man fielder. Arifur this time bowling it a bit flat. He's mixing his pace. Sometimes he's tossing it up, and sometimes he's bowling it, pushing it through, quick and flat. Keeping the batsmen on their toes. Not very easy to adjust to the change of pace. Once again, it's the same delivery and a similar shot and a similar result. A single. This time it was actually dragged short and the batsman misses out. It was a long hop and the batsman will be very disappointed that he missed out on that. And that concludes over number 11 with the scoreboard at 71 for 5. That's very well bowled by MD Shamim. Being left arm over the wicket. Looking to swing the ball back in. I don't think he'll get much swing in the 12th over. But it's a very effective angle. A very potent angle, especially in modern day cricket. You see a lot of left arm bowlers nowadays, especially in limited overs cricket. This time bowled it wide. And that's been cut away. And finds the gap between deep point and deep third man. That's a very, very good shot by Shojul Mia. He picks up his first boundary. Wasn't much foot movement there. He just reacted with his hands, and it was enough to beat the two deep fielders. And whether it was intentional or not, but in the end, it was perfect placement. A bit of change in the field. This time it's very well bowled. A slower delivery, probably an off-cutter. Beats the batsman. Normally, it's Mustafizur Rahman from Bangladesh who's known for bowling those off-cutters, especially against the right-hander, taking it away from the batters. Batsman moves away, probably wasn't ready, and signaled as a dead ball by the umpire. looking to find a gap, but the batsman is unable to beat the bowler. Results in another dot delivery. There have been a lot of dots bowled by the Super Giants, and LAINAS Sports Club haven't been able to rotate the strike, nor they have been able to find the boundary regularly, and that has really put a lot of pressure. Once again, targeting the pads this time, cramping the batsman up, not giving him any room whatsoever to work on. And this is actually building up a lot of pressure because haven't been able, and that concludes over number 12. MD Shamim continues. Once again, the batsman is unable to find the gap. Another dot delivery, and there has been a lot of dot deliveries in this innings so far. The run rate is just over 6 runs per over, which is not ideal for last man stands cricket whatsoever. There have been a lot of inside edges that indicates that probably the pitch is a bit slow. And maybe a score of 150, 160 can be very competitive. And MD Shamim continues. Once again, targeting the stumps, and this time the batsman is able to knock it around on the leg side for a single. Going for a big hoik, but completely missing the line. The Shajolmia shows once again a bit of indication that the pitch is a bit slow and it's very difficult to time the ball. So anything over 140 can be a competitive score. Pushed away on the offside for a single. And that concludes over number 13. Once again, the left armour continues. And that's bowled him. A big hoik crossed the line and completely misses the Shajolmia. And left arm bowler Shamim, you miss, I hit. Kept on persisting with that off-stump corridor and finally gets his reward. It was a length delivery. It was there for that shot. The shot was definitely on. But Shajolmia, the batsman, just couldn't make connection. Hence, he has to pay the price. And that is the fall of the 6th wicket. And LAINAS Sports Club are in deep trouble now because with 7 more overs to go, with only 2 wickets remaining, will they be able to play out their rest of the overs is a big question now. The new batsman is on strike. Left arm over the wicket to the left-hander. This time the angle will bring the ball back into the left-hander, but the bowler is well aware of that, hence he's looking to bowl it wide, not looking to bowl at the arc of the batsman. Another short delivery this time, outside off stump, and that's been cut away to the boundary at deep point. Beats the fielder at deep point to his right. That was timed really well, did not look to hit it hard, just looked to place it backward of point, and was succeeding and succeeded in finding a boundary. As we can see, the score is 82 for 6 after 13.3 overs. And MD Shamim continues his second over. Once again pushed away on the offside this time for a single by Shami Mohammed, who's a new batsman in. And LAINAS Sports Club, I think at this point will just be looking to play out their overs. And that concludes over number 14 with the score at 83 for 6. That's been pushed away on the offside, looking to find the gap, and that's very, very poor fielding by the fielder. He did not look to stop it with his hands, he went with his foot, and in the end resulted in a boundary. And that ends over number 14 with the score at 87 for 6. Fariduddin Masood is concluding his spell over here. He's into his 4th over, and hasn't he bowled economically or what? He's bowled 3 overs for just 10 runs, going at 3 runs per over. Bowling it to the left-hander, Shami Mohammed. It's a very, very good angle of attack. The off-spinner versus the left-hander. Spinning the ball away makes it difficult for the left-hander to access that leg side boundary. And Shamim looks like someone who likes to access that cow corner region. Once again beaten on the offside, beaten outside the off stump. He continues his good work. He's already started with a couple of dots. Once again, it's been full flat into the stumps, not giving the batsman any room whatsoever. That's 3 dot deliveries in a row, and that's really putting a lot of pressure on LAINAS Sports Club. That has been the story of the day. They just haven't been able to find gaps, haven't been able to rotate the strike. Once again a similar delivery, but this time the batsman finally finds a way to get a single. And Fariduddin Masood is about to bowl last ball of his spell. He's only conceded 11 runs. It has been a superb spell. Although he hasn't been able to pick up a wicket, but wickets don't always judge how well a bowler has bowled. Once again bowled flat outside the line of the off stump and guided down to that deep third man fielder for a single. Concludes over number 15, and the score is 89 for 6. And we will be having a change here at the comm box. Alif Taslim will be taking it from here to the end of the innings.
Thank you, Akib. We're at the business end of this game. 89 for 6, LAINAS Sports Club, and they're struggling after losing so many wickets. And this is the last partnership. If a batter gets out, then the last man will have to stand. And Mohammad Shahabuddin has been introduced once again for his second spell. Bowled exquisitely in his first. Took a couple of wickets. Was looking to play a cross-batted shot. Hasn't found the meaty part of the blade. Will result in a single only. But it's been a dominating bowling performance from the super giant bowlers. Yes, the fielding wasn't up to the mark, but the bowlers were splendid. They kept things really tight for the batters. Advances down the pitch. It will just be a single though. SM Farhad Ahmed has been the consistent one. He's been in the middle for a long time and faced 22 deliveries, although hasn't scored much. Straight down the ground. It will be a boundary. Beautifully played, and it was straight enough to beat the whitish long off fielder Syed Mustahid Hussain. He had no chance whatsoever. The score moves up to 95. Beautiful. That was deliberate. And a delicate touch to find another boundary for Farhad Ahmed. He is shifting the gears now. And an auspicious over for LAINAS Sports Club. It's 99 for 6. The champion customer, Arifur Rahman Nabid, with his final over, coming from round the wicket. That's edged away, but will go straight to the fielder at deep third. One of the weaknesses of Arifur Rahman Nabid is he's really weak against the lefties. And it will be his challenge to bowl against Shami Muhammad. If he gets going, he can give a real tough time to Arifur Rahman Nabid. The 100 has come up for LAINAS Sports Club. With this single, it's 101 for 6. They have struggled right from the get-go, and the struggle is still going on. Courtesy to the bowlers of the Super Giants. Chipped up, but will land safely. This happens very while in last man stands. The batters have the luxury of chipping the ball up in the air within the 30-yard ring because it's an 8-a-side game and you have to station your fielders at the edge of the boundary for protecting the boundary line. That's dragged. In the gap as well. No, not in the gap. In fact, the fielder did really well to cover that area and certainly has saved a couple of runs for his team. In fact, 3 runs for his team because it's only a single. I thought the batters could run for a couple as well, but they didn't. Low full toss, drill down the pitch. Another single to complete the 17. It's 104 for 6. It's Faisal Ahmed who's taken the ball for the 18th over. He is also one of the members of the World Cup winning LMS Bangladesh national team. That's cracked, but not from the meatiest part of the blade. SM Farhad Ahmed was playing some shots in the previous over. He needs to carry on because he's the one who's well set and now is finding some rhythm. Went for a big shot. This is what I was just talking about. He needs to go big. The attempt was there, but didn't succeed on this occasion. The ball kept a tad low from Faisal Ahmed. Wasn't in his zone. This time he's made the connection, but hasn't found the gap. The timing wasn't right either. And a couple of runs have been fetched. That's wide. The batter was expecting this one to be called a wide, but no response from the umpire. That was within the line. Bowled him. The slower delivery has done the trick. And the final pair is gone for LAINAS Sports Club. The last man for HUD is standing. After 18, it's 106 for 7. Right, so Farhad Ahmed is the last man standing. He's played it in the gap and he will get a boundary. And that's what he needs to do because as the last man, he can't take single. Only doubles, boundaries and over boundaries. And he started off with a boundary. There was a big gap between point and wideish long off, and he beautifully penetrated the offside field. And exploiting gap is also important. That's what he did perfectly. Once again, went for a big hoik, but missed it completely. Hands on head of the bowler, Shahabuddin. He's been prolific although leaked a little runs compared to the other bowlers. But apart from that, he's hit the optimal areas. Once again, that's cracked through the covers. But this time around, there is the fielder. He should come back for the second. He has to hurry. Eventually does really well. He is safely home. Quick legs from Farhad Ahmed. Slower. Picked. There's a fielder. It will be over his head. It's a 6. SM Farhad Ahmed is stealing the spotlight here at City Club Cricket Ground, the lonely fighter for LAINAS Sports Club. He looks exhausted, and he should be, because he is in the middle for a long time, faced 32 deliveries, and he's on the verge of scoring his 50 as well. Refused the water from the dressing room. He said, enough, I can't do it. Bowled him, that's it, that's the end. SM Farhad Ahmed didn't succeed, but he receives commendation from his opponent as well. That's the end of LAINAS Sports Club's innings. 118 for 8, and that is sportsmanship. Appreciation and commendation from the bowler who's got you out. LAINAS Sports Club, they have been bundled out for 118. The Super Giants, they'll have to score 119 for overhauling the total. This should not be a difficult task for them. We will be right back with the run chase. Till then, stay with us.
Super Giants are about to start their innings. They're chasing a relatively modest score, 119. Normally you expect that a score like this should be chased down with much comfort. But you never know, because this pitch has showed signs of inconsistency, especially inconsistent bounce and pace. So it's not an easy pitch to time the ball. And the two batters, Mustahid Hussain and Didar Imran, are opening up. Ooh, the first delivery, it's an inside edge going down towards the deep fine leg fielder and gives the batsman ample time to cross over for a single. Shows once again the inside edge indicates that the pitch is not sufficient for batting. Hence, it's been very difficult to time the ball. And that gives opportunity for LAINAS Sports Club to come back into this game. They should be taking some heart that the pitch is in their favor, at least. Ooh, that's some steep bounce there. Talk about inconsistent bounce. That came out of nowhere. We're talking about the slowness of the pitch, and that zipped through and really surprised Didar Imran. That's some first delivery for Didar. That's a batsman's nightmare. Once again, Rahan Ahmed will be very encouraged to see that type of behavior from the pitch. He's bowling with some pace is Rahan Ahmed. Oh, once again, it's clipped away on the leg side. He was way too early into that shot. This time the ball holding up on the pitch. And Didar Imran gets off the mark. That's been defended away. Opened the face intentionally to get it down towards deep point for a couple of runs. That was played intentionally in the gap. Used his wrists to open the face. And Mushtaq Hussain moves on to 3. I think the plan should be to rotate the strike, because on this pitch I think hitting boundaries will be difficult. So they have to intersperse those boundaries with some quick singles and doubles. That's down the leg side and given as a wide by the umpire, and that will conclude the first over. Oh, charging down the track but completely missing the line. I think Raihan saw him coming and hence bowled it wide. And that concludes the first over with the score at 5 for none. Syed Mustahid Hussain, who was actually the man of the tournament in the last LMS World Edition. We're seeing some pure class on display today. Everyone is looking forward to Syed Mustahid Hussain to perform the way everyone expects him to. That's been hit down the ground, but straight to that long on fielder for a single. both the batsmen have been very busy with their strike rotation. They've realized that LAINAS Sports Club failed to rotate strike, hence they don't want to repeat the same mistake. Has been guided away towards that deep point field, and there's a bit of fumble which allows the second run to be taken comfortably, and the score moves to 10. Showing a lot of class is Mustaid Hussain. He's using his wrists, using those angles to find gaps, not really forcing any shots. I think that's the proper way to go, especially on a slow pitch. You have to use those wrists to find those gaps, because if you go too hard at it, the chances are that you will mistime it. Zubair continues. Well, that's been hit towards long on. Another classical on drive this time from Syed Mustaid Hussain. No real shots played in anger so far in the first couple of overs, and the score has been moved to 11. Shows that the class of these two players. Well, this time driven on the offside once again, finds the deep fielder for another single. A lot of shots that has found the fielder in the deep. And that concludes over number 2 with the score at 12 for none. Rahan Ahmed continues. Well, hits the pad, but I think that's going down the leg side, yeah? Umpire also indicates that it was sliding down leg. Rahan is bowling with some serious pace here. Completely beat the batsman for pace on that occasion. And Mustaid Hussain is back on strike. Batting on 7 of 6 deliveries. Hardly played any shot on anger so far. But against Raihan, will that change? Once again, a bit of steep bounce, but Side was able to guide it down to third man for an easy boundary. That was a very, very good shot. He rode the bounce, he saw the steep bounce, and was able to react quickly enough to get a classy boundary in the end. This time, played it with soft hands on the leg side. Side gets another single this time and brings Didar Imran back on strike. Another classy looking back foot drive this time from Didar Imran. Wheels him another run. Ryan Ahmed, always bowling from a very short run-up, but he's generating quite some pace. Reminds you of some great fast bowlers who used to bowl with short run-ups, but used to generate a lot of pace. One comes to mind is Jofra Archer and Jasprit Bumrah. Once again, I probably attempted short delivery and it's been pulled away on the mid-wicket boundary for the first maximum of the innings. What a shot from Saeed. He shows his class, why he was the man of the tournament in LMS Global Edition. And that concludes over number 3 with the score at 25 for none. Oh, attempted scoop, but I think it hit the pads on the way through, and hence it didn't get any pace to beat the keeper there, and hence they only get 1 run. But an innovative shot attempted. Normally don't see a lot of scoops or reverse sweeps in LMS cricket, and Didar Imran on this occasion tried one. Aside batting on 18 of 9 deliveries, going at a strike rate of 200. Ooh, that's been pushed away, straight back to the bowler. This time bowling it flat, and once again, but this time he manages to beat the bowler for a single. The two batters are in no hurry at the moment because they don't really need any real shots in anger, because the score, the targeted score is very, very modest. Only chasing 119. This time hit through the offside for a classy looking cover drive, gets him a boundary towards that cover region. And this time Didar Imran picks up his first boundary. He moves to 13 of 9 deliveries. That's for the first few overs he was content to give the strike to side, but finally he opens his arms. Once again going down the ground this time, and clears the side screen for another 6 to end over number 4, and that's the second consecutive over where the over comes and end with a 6, and the score is 39 for none. Shamim Ahmed is the new bowler. Not sure. Side on strike, and the left arm spin of Shamim Ahmed is into the attack. Swept away on the leg side, targeting that deep corner boundary, deep cow corner boundary, and finds that deep sweeper fielder for a single. Shamim bowling with a very round arm action. Once again, another round arm delivery. Especially on a pitch where the ball is staying low, these round arm action bowlers can be very effective because they tend to get a slightly lowish bounce compared to others, which can be difficult to negotiate at times, especially on slow, low pitches. Hits the pads, but I think that's easily sliding down the leg side, and with that round arm action, it's going to be very difficult to get an LBW, because more often than not, he is going to slide down